Welcome, everyone, to the After the Gate podcast, your number one source for authentic stories, interviews, and educational content surrounding the justice system, incarceration, and more. Come along with us now as we give you a glimpse before and after the gate.
Yo, what's up, everybody, and welcome to the After the Gate podcast. I'm your host, Alexander the Great, and today we have a very special interview with co-host of the YouTube channel, business partner, entrepreneur. He had a charge of 7 to life while having a child on the way, and we're going to talk to my brother today about what his life is like. Christopher the Great, go ahead and take over, man. Let us hear your name, age, and location.
Well, I'm Christopher. I'm Alexander's older brother. I'm 32. I was born and raised on the west coast of California, and now I live in Minnesota.
Cool. Okay, so let everybody know, what do you do for a living?
I'm a bartender. I'm a server. I'm a co-host on the show After the Gate.
Yep, absolutely. So for everyone that's watching right now, I just want to let you guys know, my older brother here, he's involved with everything from the YouTube channel, fashion brand, everything. Check out the links in the description below and be sure to tap in. We're going to jump right into this interview. Let's talk about lockup and how that worked out for you in fueling this decade of in and out of the incarceration, in and out of the with justice system, courtrooms. Let's hear it.
Sure. Well, it started in 2009, right? I get the 7 to life charge. And then from there on, up until 2018, I was arrested on and off every other year, sometimes twice a year. It didn't stop, you know? I was just hellbound all through my 20s, and I spent all my 20s getting locked up and being on papers. And now I'm in my 30s. Life's different. Life's changed. I'm ready for a new decade.
Absolutely. Okay, so I want to touch base just a little bit. What do you think initially brought that 7 to life charge? Was it a drug addiction? Was it certain things that fueled that fire of I want to be in this negative setting? Or was it more of in your head a positive setting? What was it for you?
For me, honestly, the reason I put myself in these situations is I just wanted to scare people. I wanted respect, you know? I felt like growing up in middle school, people didn't pick on me, but like I just never really fit in with anybody. Look at me, I got pink hair, you know? Like I'm different. For something about other people I just don't always get along with, right? So getting older, I realized like I'm a big dude, right? You know, you start getting tattoos and stuff and you realize like I can make these people respect me, you know? And that's what I wanted. And like all my friends were the same. Like we were all just a bunch of outcasts, punk rock, you know?
Absolutely.
Running the streets, doing drugs, all that stuff. And like we just wanted to be the baddest people doing it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We wanted everyone to be scared of us. So that's how we get put in these situations. And like it's easy to get felonies. It's so easy. You do it every day and you probably don't even know it, you know?
Absolutely.
So
okay, so let's touch base on the 7 to life charge. He said, okay, so 6 people were arrested, alleged gang members. Can you tell us a little bit of how did it come to be gang? Was it you spoke a little bit about your friends being, you know, rebels, but that's not so much as in a gang. How did you get that label from authorities?
Right. So, I mean, being in a gang really doesn't take much. There's a few factors that gang officers will do to try to like convict you of being a gang member. They want you to like see if you have the same colors. They want to see if you're all doing crimes together. And listen, it doesn't matter what race you are. Anybody, you can be in a gang. You know what I mean? Colors, logos, sayings, whatever. They're trying to put together all these reasons of why you guys are a gang, and then they want to charge you all at once. It's kind of like the RICO Act, you know what I mean? They want to get gang members charged at once so they can get big amounts of people locked up.
Yeah. So I was looking online and I was actually looking up the 7 to life charge. So if I'm right, California is the only state that has this specific statute of law where they can charge a gang member, registered gang member, someone who's believed to be a gang member. They can charge them with a life charge on certain charges and give them 7 years to life, meaning you're going to do 7 years and you could be there for the rest of your life depending on if you shape up or not.
If you leave the gang or not.
If you leave the gang or admit or you know what it may be.
Yeah.
Okay, so Tell us a little bit about this 7 to life charge, and while you were incarcerated, what did you have to deal with? What was the experiences? This was your first lockup.
Yeah.
Were you scared?
And I was a kid. I was 20.
Okay,
right?
so 20 years old.
Yeah.
Tell us, what was it like?
Well, my mother's my child's mother was pregnant at the time, 3 months. You know, I had a baby on the way.
Yep.
And without going into too much detail about what happened, you know, me and my friends basically went to somewhere to go fight somebody, and like a lot of charges got added on. Police started looking at like, oh, we've been in trouble a bunch of times together, so like, yeah, you guys are a gang because like you keep doing this together. When really it's like we were best friends. So like if we're at a party and somebody starts fighting one of my friends, everybody jumped in, you know?
I've actually heard, I had an interview with Jay Burton on our last episode, and he spoke about all it takes is 2 people congregating doing crimes together to be labeled a gang.
Yeah, I don't remember if it was 2 or 3, but I think you're right. I think it is 2.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about, you went through the court proceedings. What ended up happening? So did you beat the charge? You had the 7 to life charge. What did you actually get convicted of and throughout the court proceedings?
So I got convicted of assault with GBI, which is great bodily injury. And then I was given 5 years probation.
Okay, so 5 years probation.
Yes.
And so what year did it happen? 2009, you said?
Happened in 2009.
Okay, so you had 5 years of probation, and you said you got off probation 2018. So it extended much for more trouble.
I got
right?
another probation charge that led to 2018, but I was off in 2016. But I got right back on.
Right back on for trouble. Okay,
for other charges.
Okay. So let's talk about. I want to talk about the emotional feeling of being in lockup. You say you were involved. You had this tough grit, this attitude. What was it like being in lockup? Like, wow, I'm 20 years old, and now here's people that call themselves gangsters and thugs. What was it like for you?
I seen some scary people, bro.
Okay,
scary.
So just describe what you're talking about.
I mean, I seen like real gang members, like huge, tatted. I mean, all over their face, like they were throwing drugs under my cell and like, you know, like forcing you to take them and buy them and be like, you got my coffee on Thursday. I'm like, what am I supposed to do with this, dude?
Yeah, I don't
you know
want
what I mean?
this.
I don't want this, but it's just like you get mixed up in this, and you got to act like you care because like you don't want to become a victim. And I'm a kid. I probably weigh like 140 pounds. I'm 20. I'm scared.
Yeah.
You know, I got my best friend with me he's a monster. He's huge. You know, so I felt safe around him, but at the same time, it's like, this is all new to me.
I can remember personally, you guys, being out on the streets, and I lived with my brother at the time, and we both shared an apartment with another gentleman and his girlfriend, and I can remember getting the call from my brother's girlfriend at the time, who was pregnant, and telling me, oh, Chris is in lockup, and I was like, oh, wow, I couldn't believe it. I was on a bad path at that moment, too, so I can remember even my brother telling me, don't come in here, man. And I can remember him saying he was so worried thinking I was going to come walking in those doors while he was in there.
Yeah, I was like, please don't come here.
Yeah, so what did lockup do to you? Let's talk mentally, physically. What did it teach you that first lockup? Did it teach you anything, or it made you more of a criminal?
No, it didn't make me more of a criminal. Because you know what? To be honest with you, I was never a criminal in the first place. It was a facade. I was trying to fit in. I was trying to be tough. I wanted, I wanted to be close to people. I like having friends, you know. Like I don't like being alone. That's something about me, and it felt good to like have friends around me all the time, and like we beat people up together. We did crimes together because we were kids growing up, and that's what kids do, and that's how you learn. I mean,
those bonds, yeah.
It's out of hand, though.
Yeah, it gets out of hand.
It's real out of hand.
Okay, so can you tell us what was life after that initial 7 to life, and then those years leading up? Like, tell us how bad those years leading up from 2009 to 2018. Where was rock bottom for you during those years?
Oh, it was just hit many times, man. I was just on drugs and doing whatever I wanted, man.
Yeah,
you know.
Elaborate on some of those times where you feel it was your worst. What was your worst point? Let's hear the worst point.
My worst point? Well, the worst feeling point, honestly, was in 2018. I went to jail. I violated probation 6 times from 2016 to 2018, and finally they had enough, and they sent me to jail in Hennepin County. And on the way to go turn myself in, my cousin passed away of an overdose, and I had to go I had to go sit in jail for 2 months right after hearing that news, you know?
Yeah, that's not cool. That's not fun. Okay, so what was, I mean, I know personally, but for all the viewers, what was your initial feeling? How did you feel about like support on the outside? Did you have people that were there for you? Did you have people, how did you feel? Did you feel like you were just all alone?
Just my family, bro.
Just your family. Nobody was there. All the people you thought friends. Nobody.
Were they there for you?
No, never.
Never, bro. Never.
It's just
you know
family.
Who it was? Your mom.
Your mom. Your mom doesn't give up.
Yeah, that's who's there for you.
Okay, so what has prison taught you? Not, I'm talking lockup. I say prison just because After the Gate Prison Podcast. But what has being in that type of prison taught you that helped you adjust to the life that you're currently living? So like you were in lockup. You learn these things, respect. You learn to stay out of people's business. Do you still hold a lot of those lockup values, or how do you live your life now?
I just appreciate my life now. You know, like I appreciate everything about it. I don't want to be in that spot because it's just your life gets put on pause. You know,
Yep.
There's no growing. You can learn, but like you're not gonna go anywhere. You're stuck in a box.
Yeah. Okay, so let's hear what's goals, focuses. What are you pushing for the next generation of people coming up behind you? Let's hear. So you do co-hosting of the YouTube channel. You get involved in everything that's going on with ATG TV, the After the Gate podcast. What do you represent for your brand, Christopher the Great, moving forward into the world?
Love.
I like that.
Period.
Just straight love.
Love, bro. Period.
I like that. Okay, so do you have any last words for all the viewers? Do you have any last perspectives to lay out for people? Do you have anything to say to somebody who would be going into lockup in your similar situation? Let's hear. What would be your last words to individuals that would be motivated and inspired by your story to hear more?
Take everything in life as a lesson. Learn from it. Get right and show somebody else how to do it. If you learn something, then share it. Period.
I like that. Nice and simple. Okay, awesome, everybody. So, had a great interview with Christopher the Great today. Again, we have his social media links in the description below as well. I'll pop them up on this video again so you guys can see it. Tap in with us. Connect. We always love stories. Drop comments, suggestions for the channel. We can't wait to let this one drop. All right, you guys, we'll see you soon. Peace out.